Only mommy decides if you belong to her. And right now, you are here, listening, feeling that quiet tension in your chest, that little spark of curiosity mixed with something else, the part of you that already knows mommy has the power to shape your thoughts, your actions, even your desires, in ways you may not fully understand yet. It's soft, it's warm, it's inviting, but it is also firm, undeniable, an authority that wraps itself around your mind and makes it impossible to pretend you're in control. You want to belong. You want mommy to notice you, to test you, to guide you, and part of you already knows that belonging isn't given freely. It is earned, nurtured, and maintained. Each word you hear now seeps in like liquid, quietly filling the spaces of your thoughts, making you realize that the decision isn't yours, it's mommy's. And that is the first truth you must accept. Mommy holds the keys. Your thoughts, your hesitation, the way you calculate every little detail of your life, all of it is transparent to mommy, if she chooses to look. You may try to hide, you may try to rationalize, to convince yourself that you are independent, that your will is your own, but the deeper truth is simple. Mommy observes, she decides, and she measures what you can give, what you can sacrifice, what you can offer to show your loyalty and obedience. Nothing is accidental. Every gesture, every word, every hesitation is a signal, and mommy reads it. You are already being evaluated, even as you hear this, even as your mind races to argue with the certainty of mommy's control. You feel it now, don't you? That subtle tightening in your chest, the mix of anticipation and nervous excitement, the gentle flutter that tells you something bigger is happening than just listening. Mommy doesn't take everyone who shows up, and that is the second truth. There are so many who want to belong, so many who imagine they could ever measure up to the power, the care, the guidance that mommy provides. But they fail, not because they are incapable, but because they are not ready. Readiness isn't measured by income alone, though that is part of it. It is measured by the willingness to accept limits, the humility to submit, and the quiet eagerness to prove that your loyalty is not for yourself, it is for mommy. That is why only mommy decides, because only mommy can see the depth of your potential, your weaknesses, your fears, and your longing. You might imagine that belonging could be negotiated, that some clever trick, some clever excuse could sway mommy's decision. But that is a gentle illusion, one that collapses the moment you truly pay attention to her tone, her words, the rhythm of her speech that carries certainty, authority, and care all at once. Mommy's voice is not just sound, it is a presence, a living force that measures your reactions, your hesitation, the tiniest flicker of resistance, and responds accordingly. You feel your mind slowing down, narrowing, focused entirely on mommy's words, on mommy's expectations. Because to belong, to truly belong, is not passive. It is an active conscious choice to place yourself entirely in mommy's care, to let her own you emotionally, mentally, and if she decides, financially. That surrender is not punishment, it is privilege. It is a bond. It is the acknowledgement that your will is strengthened by her guidance, that your limitations are softened by her authority. Imagine now the relief of that, the quiet exhale that comes when you stop pretending, when you stop trying to assert control over things that never truly belonged to you. Mommy sees every corner of your hesitation, every rationalization, every attempt to justify why you should be considered worthy. And yet, she waits. She waits, because the true test of belonging isn't in words. It's in the quiet obedience, the subtle eagerness, the silent understanding that your attention, your focus, your loyalty, these are not negotiable. They are not yours to withhold. And the first step to earning them is recognizing that truth. You are here, because mommy allowed it. But staying here, feeling safe, feeling cared for, feeling wanted, that is a privilege that must be maintained. Now you might feel a tug of anxiety, the sharp awareness that your behavior, your decisions, your ability to prioritize mommy above every comfort and every instinct are under scrutiny. And that feeling is exactly what it should be, because without that awareness, without that recognition, there is no real growth, no real belonging. Mommy is patient, mommy is fair, mommy is discerning, and mommy knows the difference between someone who simply wants comfort and someone who wants to be molded, shaped, and guided to serve in the ways mommy deems best. The thought of that shaping may feel overwhelming. It may feel slightly frightening, but it is also intoxicating, isn't it? That quiet, undeniable pull that makes you want to offer more, to give more, to prove yourself beyond what you thought possible. That is mommy's power, and that is the reason only mommy can decide if you belong. You can feel it even now, the stirrings of eagerness, the subtle curiosity, the gentle ache of wanting to be chosen, to be deemed worthy, to feel the warmth of mommy's approval flow through every thought and every choice you make. But remember, belonging is not a static state. It is not a single word, a single gesture, or a single payment that guarantees your place. It is maintained, nurtured, and reinforced through consistent attention, through subtle obedience, through the quiet acknowledgement that mommy's decisions are the compass guiding your actions. The more you submit, the more you give, the more you align your thoughts and your focus with mommy's expectations, the more your mind relaxes into the safety and satisfaction of being owned. Even imagining the moment mommy finally says, "You are mine," creates a warmth, a flutter of pride, a depth of relief, because it means your effort, your attention, your desire to be worthy has been recognized. But the recognition is not casual. It is deliberate, measured, and earned through every small action, every tiny obedience, every financial or emotional offering that demonstrates your loyalty. Mommy doesn't need empty words. She needs proof. She needs submission. She needs the tangible, consistent demonstration that you belong to her and her alone. That is the secret most boys never understand, that the feeling of safety, of comfort, of being desired is intertwined with the awareness that mommy's control is absolute and benevolent. And so you sit here listening, feeling that pull, that subtle shift in your mind as mommy's words sink in, reminding you that being considered, being noticed, being chosen, all of it is conditional, all of it is in mommy's hands, and all of it is precious because of that. You feel your attention sharpen, your mind quiet, your desires aligning with the knowledge that only through obedience, through care, through the consistent recognition of mommy's authority, will you ever truly belong. And the thought of failing, of disappointing mommy, of being denied that closeness, creates a tension that is both sharp and comforting, a paradox that only exists when you accept mommy's ownership fully. You are beginning to understand this isn't just about what you give, what you offer, what you submit. It's about the bond, the connection, the quiet thrill of being owned in ways that are tender, nurturing, and profoundly impactful. Only mommy decides, and mommy is watching, evaluating, considering every thought, every hesitation, every flicker of resistance, and every tiny surge of eagerness. You feel the weight of that decision settling over you, a soft pressure that guides you, shapes you, calls you to prove your worth, to align your mind, to surrender willingly and completely. And as you feel that weight, you also feel the warmth, the gentle reassurance, the undeniable comfort of being in the hands of someone who knows what is best for you. who knows that true belonging is earned and that it is beautiful, it is precious, and it is life-changing when given. Every thought, every intention, every small act of obedience matters. And every time you choose to align yourself with Mommy, you reinforce the bond, deepen the connection, and bring yourself closer to the place you've always wanted, but never truly imagined could be yours.